Hello everybody, this is Diamond Oz from metalunderground.com, and I'm really happy to say we're here with Matt Pike for High on Fire and Sleep.
How you doing?
I'm grand, how's yourself?
Oh, I'm pretty beat up, but I'm good. I'm living.
Yeah, I mean you mentioned there you just got here from Antwerp, which is quite a bloody journey.
Oh, that's nothing. Like in the middle of this tour we had to fly back to LA and then fly back for a show the same day. It's been pretty rough tour, man.
Bloody hell.
No days off aside of being on an airplane, really. So, and the day off we did have, we were late getting in, so it was like more like a couple hours in the afternoon off. You know?
Great.
So, yeah, great. I feel well rested. Yeah, hit me with the best shot.
Okay, we'll do. Well, obviously the first place to start is Electric Messiah, which just came out last week.
Yeah.
I mentioned what happened with the copy.
Oh yeah, but we're going to replace that.
Of course,
we're going to replace that for you.
But from what I've heard, it's solid. It's
it's my favorite. I mean, like I might be biased because it's a new album, and I get sick of playing old songs when I can play new songs. I'm like that with Sleep too. It's just like if there's new songs, I'm way happier to be on tour because it's more of a challenge, and I'm not, reiterating something I've done a million times.
Yeah.
I think by far it's the most like progressive and this one really came out with a little bit of a twist.
Cool.
I thoroughly love this record.
Cool. I mean, I was actually going to say I've read that you've cited this as the best album.
Yeah, it really is, man. It really. I mean, as far as like our intellectual and our soulful sides and our just overall playing sides, like just we've all gotten better at our instruments as well, so
cool.
That's always a good thing.
Cool. Well, you mentioned intellectual there. I know you read quite a lot in preparation.
Well, I did read, and my eyes are going bad now, so now I have to, I gotta have reading glasses that I keep losing, or, so I haven't been as avid about reading, but, nowadays they have YouTube and documentaries and shit like that. Yeah, so if you search YouTube, you could probably get someone to do a documentary on like what you're looking for or whatever,
There's always like little fan-made documentaries. Here's why snakes are going to take over the planet.
Although I still have a library in case the electricity goes out, I can still read. But I need to go and see a eye doctor pretty soon here. It's probably from reading so much in the past, it's like wore out my old ass eyes.
Yeah, do it while you're over here. It's free.
Yeah.
I'd read that the album is a tribute to Lemmy of sorts.
Yeah. Well, the song was right.
Oh, okay.
I wrote the song. Like me and Des had this punk rock song with a riff that Jeff wrote a long time ago. I kind of just threw it in there, and me and Des were fucking with these chord progressions, and which is the song that you hear. And I was thinking of themes for the record, and when Lemmy died, like I knew Lemmy a little bit. I was on tour with him. I got to interview him, and like he was a big hero to me, and fuck, I love the guy. And so, and I had this weird dream after he died. Like the day he died, I happened to be at my friend's tattoo shop, which was behind this bar, and we were on a camping trip. We had this like Cruise America RV thing, and me and my friend were like visiting like Charlie Manson's cave and the first like American McDonald's shooting or post office shooting or whatever that is. We were just visiting different dark death sites, and and like we got this, and I had a dream a couple days later, and it was about Lemmy was kind of hazing me because I always got this whole,
thank you very much.
You're like the American Lemmy, you're like, and I was like, I am fucking not, dude. That guy is like so above me, I shouldn't even be able to lick his boots, But at the same time, I have a gruff voice, and occasionally I wear a handlebar mustache, and I'm a singer, a player, and so I see where people get that. But I have this dream. I think it was kind of from the point of view of where I was all, oh, dude, great, now everybody's gonna fucking be all American Lemmy, blah blah blah, and I wouldn't desecrate his memory like that, So, but I did want to do a tribute to him, and every time we'd go to come up with a theme for that song, I'm like, dude, that's like Lemmy's song. I just kept thinking about Lemmy, and then Jeff jokingly, we come up with really funny working titles until we actually have a title. So it was Insect Workout with Lemmy. And I was like, Insect Workout with Lemmy, I'm going to call it that on the album. My drummer's like, just like, no, dude, you're not calling a song Insect Workout with Lemmy. I'm all, come on, dude, it's awesome. Who doesn't want an insect workout with Lemmy? And then, yeah, I just down the road, we were kind of trying to come up with a better title for it. I said Electric Messiah, and everybody's like, dude, that's awesome. And then after we were thinking about what to name the record, you know, it could have been Sanction Annihilation, it could have been a million things. And they're like, dude, I kind of like Electric Messiah, dude. That sounds like a fucking great record title. I'm like, yeah, you know, as I think about it, it kind of does.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so we went with that. So, but the whole album's, I mean, I guess that could be attributed to Lemmy, but the song's homage to Lemmy. The rest of the record has lots more themes on it. It's not just, you know, blowing hot air up Lemmy's dead ass. It's more of a, you know, it was a good title for the record.
Absolutely. It's
and yeah, there needed to be some homage for that.
Yeah, I think it fits in very well with like the High on Fire catalogue when you look at other titles. If that's one way you hear it and you go, that's a High on Fire album title.
Well, but that's how that came about.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. It's funny you mentioned being the American Lemmy as well, because every YouTube video I watched when I was researching the interview, oh, this guy's the American Lemmy. I'd see that about 50
and that's
times.
That's how I had that dream, because I had this fucking panic guilt or something. I just was like, not guilt, just more like, oh God, fuck.
Yeah.
Now I know what they're gonna fucking say, you know, like, and you know, if you have a personal life, and I'm not a dude that likes to feed his own ego too much. No. You know what I mean? I don't want heaps of praise on me. I want people to appreciate me because I'm good at my instrument and because I'm good at songwriting and because I do a lot in the music scene. But I don't want to feed my ego, so, you know, so I'm not calling myself that. No. And I was like, I don't want other people to call me that, because all that does is lead to fucking, if you weren't me or the type of person that I am, that could lead to narcissism and egotism, and I don't want to be labeled like that. I'm just a dude who's really into music, you know.
No, it's better to be Matt Pike, I think.
Yeah.
It's not like you've not got a fucking amazing legacy in and of itself, so.
Yeah, and I think part of that is because I've kept my own my head out of it, you know. Yeah,
much like Lemmy did. I mean, I never met him, but from all interviews and that, he seemed very grounded. And,
oh yeah, totally.
Yeah. Cool. Obviously the artwork is a big
Skinner, yeah. And the first song and a bunch of the themes on this album were based off the Sumerian cuneiform tablets, and like I liked the whole there's conspiracy theory, and it's actually a lot of Christians are saying this, that our giants are cryogenically frozen from back then. They actually did find a lot of giants' bones throughout the centuries, and the Smithsonian has always like tagged them and put them in the museum and kind of covered it up, because I think there's some sort of, you know, the elites or someone doesn't want to know that everybody know that there was giants on the earth, even though it's, you know, it's very obvious they were. Every culture of the world talks about giants at certain times. And if you think about it, the oxygen level, you know, if there was beings pre-Noah's flood or whatever, where there's more oxygen, there's bigger beings. I mean, we know that from dinosaurs, if you want to get all Darwinian about it. Yeah. You know, and back before the world was as fucked up as it is today, or if it was very similar to being as fucked up as today, and there were giants running around eating little people, who knows? But I thought it was a good metal theme that they'd be breaking out of their cryogenic tubes underground and busting through the earth, and I told Skinner about that, and that's what he came up with, so that's how the artwork got there.
Sweet, is really striking artwork. But again, that fits in well with High on Fire's normally had really good album artwork, I think, especially Snakes to the Divine. That's one of my favourite.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Amazing. But of course, it's not just High on Fire you're involved with, like what I mentioned before. It is Sleep as well.
Yeah,
it's finally
which I have less to do with the lyrics on that. I mean, I can kind of influence Al if you know it's something he's interested in. But that guy's got his own ideas, so he usually has something before I even approach him that he's already thinking about. He's he's one in a million, man. He's super thinker. He's quite an amazing dude.
Sweet. I mean, it takes a little bit of pressure off you then, and it allows.
It sounds I can concentrate on guitar and just like.
I mean, I know with Sleep you use a bit more. More in depth with your rig and that kind of thing. There's things you can do with
it's
Sleep.
apples and oranges with this. I couldn't do the High on Fire thing with that rig because that's more saturated and fuzzy, and if you want to get all guitar nerd, you know, I kind of use a little less gain and I use more effects, and it's a little more psychedelic of a feel, you know, than per se High on Fire, and I can do that because the accents need to expand in Sleep, whereas in High on Fire the accents are quick and they need to. It's more like a quick punch than a big, huge, you know.
Yeah, it's like a
sound wave that hits you in the body.
Yeah,
it's like a bunch of sound waves. It's not that we aren't loud. It's just I need it to be more detailed and less saturated, you know, for High on Fire.
Yeah, it's almost like High on Fire is like a Mike Tyson, and Sleep's maybe more of a Frank Bruno. I mean, it's powerful but slow. But for one comparison. But obviously the new Sleep album, the Sciences, was only released 6 months ago now. So how does it feel having released 2 albums in such a short space of time? And because you've got a...
Seems like I never go home. Which pretty much I don't, but I knew it was coming, and I'm glad the albums got staggered, you know? Like, Sleeps came out, and that needed to come out, and we had to work hard on that, because we recorded the one song, The Clarity, and it was kind of hard at first for Sleep to feel out its writing style together, and you know, put that record together. We struggled harder because we hadn't been in the band since, me and Al hadn't been in the band since, you know, how many years, but for 15 years before that or something. And Jason comes from Neurosis, and like, when you get in a band that you work with for a long time, you get a blueprint and you get kind of the way that things work smoothly. It took us a while to like a lot of different sessions of getting together and having practices to figure out how to write together. And then once we figured out how to write together and like what we liked on the recording and how we work with one another, and not just a like tour setting or a show setting, in an actual studio setting, it started going a little quicker. And then this last time we did Leagues Beneath, and it went a lot quicker, but we had a little bit of a struggle because Jason does things one way, Al does things one way, and I do things one way, and we all think our ways work. So we had to like kind of communicate and make this middle ground to make that album. But I think it made that album really better because we took a lot of time to like think about how this works and how we jive together and what we want to put on it, and you know, and then you know, Sleep's a little ridiculous as far as music goes. It's always got to be ridiculous. It's always got to be like, oh fuck, what are they gonna do? Or oh fuck, what should we do there? Let's think of something fucked up. You know, it's like, so that's a lot of fun because of that, and I get to improv more on that. Like,
yeah, it's a little bit more of a jam band.
Yeah, it's structured, but like you have room to play around, especially since I don't sing and play. In High on Fire, I have a little room on the leads to fuck around, but you can't improv over that shit. There's too much going on.
No.
With Sleep, there's a lot of room. It's like an ocean wave. You can just kind of surf it out, you know, like.
Yeah, it's almost like a jazz band in that respect.
Yeah.
You've got an idea of where you're going.
And like, yeah, my like studies and roots for my music theory are jazz oriented, you know.
Right.
Not that I don't understand classical or I don't understand format. I tend to like jazz format because it gives you freedom to express. And I think Al's kind of that way, even though he wouldn't say he's like a jazz dude. The fundamentals of Al's playing and Jason's playing are very, we can be kind of freeform and really fuck with BPMs and timing and slowing things down and speeding them up again in the middle of a measure. You know, that's hard stuff to do and learn how to communicate when you're a musician. But when you're musicians that can do that, it truly gives you this like freedom. Like there are no 2 Sleep shows that are the same ever. It's just all what mood we're all in that day. You know what I mean? And we play off each other. You know.
Absolutely.
So,
but the Sleep cover is another one that's a very. I love the artwork, but to put it bluntly, it's very it fits in well with the kind of space rock influences, I guess, if there are any. But that's how it comes across.
Well, yeah, it's the marijuana.
I didn't want to be
miracle breakfast. And yeah, I loved it. I like it. Yeah. That was mostly like Jay and Al and like I was thinking of ideas, but Jay's a man of many talents, and he like built that model and photographed it. And we thought of the Miracle Breakfast, but Al comes up with a lot of the themes, you know, because he's a vocalist. It's kind of, I'm in High on Fire, and I think of all the, like most of the themes. It's not that I'm not open to other people's ideas, but if I have a direction I'm going, what I'm going to sing vocally, I explain myself. And Al's kind of the same way. He's like already got a direction. Mm-hmm. So you can kind of influence his direction if you have an idea, but he's kind of got things planned out, you know, and when you're the frontman in a band, you kind of have to be that way, or you're falling short of your job. Like, you're going to have way more to do than everybody else in the band when it comes to the creative side, you know. So
because like you say, you're kind of the spokesman for the band, if you like. So it's so you got to make sure you know what's what. Sleep was famous or infamous for two very, very long songs, Jerusalem and Dope Smoker.
Oh yeah, and Now Leagues Beneath.
And
that one, and see, that's what I was talking about. That one came together like, that's a song from a long time ago, but we had to like rewrite. If we take a song from way back in the 90s and we have to rewrite it for it to come out even better than we thought, and you know, we take the structure and the blueprints and then we start like really making it so it's solid, because back then I don't think the details were as lined up. No. We knew what it should do, but we never got to the point where we have to refine it and be all, we hit the note there, you count to 9, you count to 5, and then it's all, who fucking counts to 5, and that freaks Jason out. No. It's fun because it's a really creative band. Really, the process is starting to become a little easier. Like, we probably will be making more music, you know. So, and I'm looking forward to that.
Cool. And when you write songs like that, was it a conscious decision to make it as long as possible, or is it just?
It just kind of comes out that way, because I mean, we have songs that are shorter, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
It just depends. It depends on and sometimes the way the riff evolves is like the riff will make it long just because we play one round of the riff, but one round of the riff is like 3 or 4 minutes, you know what I mean? And then you got to go to the next riff. Yeah. So that's how you get long songs. Is there's a block pattern that will follow, you know. So
I think it's
just the way we are, you know what I mean? It's just the way we think.
I think it's cool as well because you got some songs that are about 12, 15 minutes, that kind of thing. And so for your average person, it goes, oh, fucking long songs. You go, yeah, fucking hours worth of a song. 2 of them, 3 of them even.
Yeah.
So that's cool. But so I actually have a friend who did her art thesis on Dope Smoker. I don't know how she did it, but because I've not seen it yet. But that was her qualification. She got a qualification in art based on Dope Smoker. So
wow.
Yeah. But but with 2 albums out now, what's both High on Fire and Sleep got planned for next year?
Well, I have to stagger back and forth. I'm trying to get some good momentum with High on Fire, and we're really starting to kill it. These new songs are really challenging, and for me, that's great because that makes me want to be on tour, even though there's been a hard tour and I haven't slept much. Playing new songs every night and getting good at like the material and being very proud of the material makes me want to be on tour. It makes me want to perform. And the same thing with Sleep. The more that we have new challenges and new things to fuck with when we play, makes me want to be on stage with my brothers, you know, either camp. Yeah. And the hardest thing about all that is just working schedules, and sometimes, you know, I'll do a double duty, or Al will, or Jay will, or you know, because both camps, all our employees kind of moonlight. They jump High on Fire, and then they jump to Sleep, and then they jump to Ohm, and then they jump to Neurosis. Yeah. Between all of our bands, we've created this family of like employees and ourselves. Like, if I mean, if we wanted to start a new band, there's like 5, 6 bands like one of us could jump into.
Yeah, I mean,
You know?
plus,
I mean, just being hypothetical, and it's kind of funny, you know.
Yeah, but
we've created this big family of people who really, we all truly love each other, and we all function together somehow. As dysfunctional as we can be, it's pretty tight crews on every side. So
yeah, and
you know.
plus every band is very. I don't think any of it's very simple. I mean, it's all well thought out music. It's all experimental to a point and progressive. But yeah, I mean, it's a little bit like Napalm Death in a way. If you look at Napalm Death, there's like every fucking member has been in about 5 other bands. And
yeah,
Shane
well,
was,
that's all part of like, I don't know, being a good musician, being able to do different things, and you know, I don't know.
Well, thank you very much for taking the time to speak to me today. We really do appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man.